Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, another game, another you, another me. How's everyone going on this fantastic day? And on this fantastic day, we get to witness greatness. Greatness in the form of two of the most powerful, the most skilled, the most attractive even. Actually, Joe winning the most attractive man under 30 playing Age Mythology contest for actually the third year in a row now. Someone has to get over there and take him out. But in the bottom of the map in the blue color, playing as the blue Ra player, it is Joey. Or DOD, I am Joe for those of you playing at home. Not mark that one down on your quiz. You will get points for it, bingo card, whatever it is. Kavoth on the other side of the map, he's going to be going here with Hades. The map is Ghost Lake, and as is always the case, get your popcorn, get a tasty beverage. We're in for a very, very fun game. I don't know what's going to happen in it. I was told this game is very, very exciting, and I saw a little bit of hype around it in Twitch chat. Unfortunately, I didn't get to see it, so now it's time for me to have a little look-see. We got Tara Cestus here. Big boost against the myth units there with a 1x. We got the Ozberg Wagon in the corner. A nice little relic there for the Ra player and the Hades player, actually. Over on this side, we got the Skulls of Serapis. Always a nice early game assistance there. And on this side, we got Pig Malian's statue plus 40% of base for the villagers, of the hit points there for the villagers. Very, very nice. We've actually also got Joey going for something a little bit different here to kick this game off. I really like this idea from him because the berries here, they're out in the middle of nowhere and he doesn't have to shoot them. And these are gathering at the same rate as if we were to be eating these aurochs. So technically speaking, this is the correct decision. However, that being said, he's playing Ra and he's not going to be using his monument to the villages. He's actually throwing down a second monument very, very early here. And both of these monuments aren't covering the same thing. So Joey at this moment, not really caring all too much about that early monument empowerment and instead just going to be going for some stock standard empower shenanigans. He's also roaming around the map here with his priests getting all of that information. And I believe he went for a early Scouteroonie to get some nice goats going. So some very, very different sort of theory here from Joey. He says, I don't really care about the efficiency of my early game build. I'd rather get the goats, make sure I got a really nice base here with the aurochs underneath my town center. I've got the nice chickens on the back. I've got these goats over here. Fantastic town center on this side with back auroch and boar. Doesn't know about that, but he does have some caribou here, which he can shoot underneath the town center if he so chooses with the pharaoh or the priest. On the other hand here, Kavoth playing a very stock standard build order. He's going for the Vaults of Erebus here. Already has it. Very, very fast. Going to be a delayed advance time as well. We've been seeing this more and more. Whether you agree with it or not, that's up to your own self to sort of decide. But, you know, it's funny. It is actually really amusing to see how these RTS build orders and how RTS sort of strategy sort of develops over time. When Retold launched, which was like, what, 4 months ago, so it's been a very, very short amount of time, we saw everybody and their mum going for as fast of an advance time as they possibly could. A 4-minute advance time felt late a lot of the time. You were getting pressured, you were getting attacked, and your main base was really, really tough to defend. And then players realized, you know what? What if we just push the advance time back a little bit? What happens? And they say, oh, well, let's try a 4-minute advance time. And they go, hang on, I can defend this early pressure with a nice temple placement. Okay, well, what if we try a 4:15 advance time? What if we try a 4:30 advance time? And on and on and on, these ideas start going. And these players end up in a much, much better position than if they were to have rushed that classical age out. But what ends up happening here is weird stuff starts happening in terms of what you can get away with. Like right here, a 5-minute and 10-second town center getting dropped by the Hades against the Ra is somewhat unheard of. You know, the Ra player would probably be advancing normally at like 4 minutes with 2 monuments and a couple of Sphinx out on the map, they could push in here, click Eclipse, and just kill all these villagers as an option, right? But because Joey goes for a late advance time, because Kavoth goes for a late advance time, this is completely fine and possible to do. So for those of you playing at lower levels, I would imagine that you're probably going to still see these fast advance times, this early pressure and all that stuff. So you do have to be careful if you want to start going into this like weird meta of let's just defend whatever they throw at us, take the early game advantage with a later advance time and maybe more technologies. You got to learn the building placement. You got to learn what's going to be getting thrown at you, when you can get away with these sorts of builds and when you can't. But nonetheless, we don't see Joey going for what I would have liked to see, which would be to herd these animals underneath the town center. But he is going to be relatively fine here as Kavoth is just saying, no worries, just going to sit back and hang out over here. Now, some of this is to do with, you know, Kavoth's playstyle, Joey's playstyle. Some of this is to do with the matchup. But, you know, if you're playing against these sorts of players and you play against the same player a lot, you can start falling into the trap of, like, kind of expecting that this is to happen. And we're going to be seeing Kavoth go for a not a fast second down today. He's already gone for a fast second down. He's going to be going for a fast heroic behind all of this, right? He doesn't even have any buildings down. The amount of pressure which Joey could have put on is actually really, really large. But instead, both players just saying, we don't want to deal with this. Let's just handshake behind the table and say, we're just gonna play. We're not gonna fight. Let's just not build anything. Let's both just chill for a little bit, call it a day, and we'll fight when we enjoy fighting, which is a little bit later, once we've got a little bit more economy. And both of these players, they've got a really, really nice style in terms of their ability to get stuff done. We see an attempt at some Sphinx raids. The Hardcore Sphinx are in, so they're going to be attempting to get in here and getting some damage done, but there's not going to be a whole lot to do there, as the Sphinx just simply going to be retreating away. Now, Joey does spot some villagers. Kavoth just going to have to pull back. Really nice sort of fake retreat and then get back onto the gold as soon as Joey decides to pull elsewhere. But we see Aphrodite coming through. The Sobek is also on the way. So both players going to be enjoying that heroic age. A little bit surprised to see the Sobek from Joey. It makes a lot of sense in terms of if you're going to be planning to go for mass camel riders. But in my estimation, against Greek, it's almost... It seems to me that it's really, really important to go for Sekhmet, just so that you can get access to chariot archers and all the other good stuff that comes with the Sekhmet. You get faster villager production, which is economy. You get faster heroic mythic age timing. You get a lot of really, really good stuff. I actually wouldn't be surprised here to see Joey just go fast mythic behind all of this as well. And maybe also Kavoth do the same. Double gold mine in their main base. We see some military buildings coming down to just defend. Great building positioning here. Ajax is standing watch here as the Sphinx charging in. Will we see a villager kill or not is the big question here. Kavoth tries to retreat away. He loses one. He loses two. Takes a couple of jabs from the Ajax. Getting out. Another villager going down there. And a Sphinx falling? Yes, one Sphinx goes down for that. You have to remember these towers are getting bonus damage versus myth units. So you can't just run in there willy-nilly. That is a technical term there. That's like 20 pierce damage coming through from the towers per second, which is not a small amount of damage at all. Yes, the Sphinx has got 60%, but you know, that's still like 8 damage, right? Or something like that. I don't know. But nonetheless, now it's time for Camel Riders. They're going to be popping out. We see another Migdol Stronghold coming down for Joey here. And he is actually going to be sitting in the Heroic Age for just a little bit. Now, this is somewhat surprising to me. I really like the way that Kavoth is playing this. Great walls over here. This is a weird one, but I like it. I'm not sure why he did this, but the wall's going to get broken down. He's completely protected in here. We see a fortress coming up. It makes a lot of sense to try and just rush Mythic Age out here for the Hades, especially on a map like this. You've got double gold mine. You've got Vaults of Erebus to boost up the amount of gold you're going to be having as well. See another little bit of a wall coming over here as Kavoth is just having some fun with it. It looks like, what even are these walls? As the Sphinx getting spotted out, the Camel Riders charging in here as well. So they do spot some villagers, but the villagers will just simply retreat past the wall. I'm so confused. I don't know what he's planning here. Maybe to put archers inside of this wall box. I mean, we haven't seen that in a while. I remember a player, I don't think he actually did it exactly like this, but it's very, very similar. A player by the name of 50 Shades of Hades on Legacy he set up a weird wall hotkey and would be using those to protect his archers a little bit. A little bit frowned upon, but very, very strong. And this is probably the less frowned upon version where you just get a little box to hang out with your archers and then the Camel Riders can't get in there and snipe them down. But Joey just looking to try and poke his little head in here. Kavoth at the moment, he's spending all of his resources, it looks like. So he's not going next stage. He's getting himself this technology here, Divine Blood, to boost up his building speed, and he does pre-queue Hephaestus here. I'm always surprised to see Hephaestus. I still, even after the Hephaestus buff, I'm still not sold on the idea that... I mean, okay, so Hephaestus is better than Artemis if you get out 2 Plenty Volts. That's my contention. If you see the game going past 1 Plenty Volt, which obviously here I think Kavoth is feeling that's the case, then Hephaestus starts like winning out on the Artemis. But Artemis is just so good just because of Shards of Plate. That technology is insane to me. It's such a good technology. But we're going to see Hephaestus, and this will allow Kavoth to get all of his armory upgrades really, really quickly. I don't really think it's like that important to get them out. Obviously, for them being very cheap, it's really nice. But you want to get your line upgrades first and foremost. And one thing that I like that Kavoth has done thus far, which maybe Joey is very aware of, he's getting himself the Chariot Archers now, is Kavoth waited before he started making military units to see what unit Joey's building. And then he said, all right, he's building Camel Riders. Okay, I'm going to build Hoplites. I'm just going to hang around in my main base. No problems. Meanwhile, Joey's on 3 town centers. He could actually go over here and grab a 4th town center if he so chooses. He's going up through Osiris as well. So he's shooting very, very much in front here. We see the heavy infantry to come through, which is the big technology that he needs. And I guess Kavoth here can go champion infantry first, get Forge of Olympus, and then get all of his armory upgrades. Try and push forward and grab this gold mine. Maybe push over here, grab this town center and this back gold mine. And he should be okay here. But this is a very, very, very defensive Hades. I mean, Hades is the defensive Greek god, so it does make some sense that this is the way that things are going to go. That being said, if you're ever playing against the defensive god, oftentimes the best way to play is to just boom. That's generally the counter to a hard defense. Villager. Gonna get spotted. Gonna get taken out. Doesn't notice. Oh, he does notice. He tries to get the wooden gate in and retreat, but too slow there. Look at these walls. What even are these walls? He's planning something, that's for sure. He doesn't have a single archer out, but he's planning something. Hephaestus now hitting. We see the armor upgrades coming through for Joey. He's in the Mythic Age. He's got a Pharaoh, but he can make that into a Son of Osiris if he wants. One thing that I know Joey is really good at. Joey is one of the best at doing this, actually. It's incredibly frustrating to play against it. He is so good, and maybe I'll speak too soon here, but he is so good with his Son of Osiris. He treats that unit like it's a regent. Like it just can't die. It's never going to die. Don't even try and kill it because it's just not going to die. He's going to garrison it. You're not going to get it. It's always going to have some way to protect it. He's going to push forward slowly with Migdol strongholds, have a garrison point, and you're going to be like, I can't kill it. And your head's going to fall out like mine. That's what's going to happen. Maybe. But one thing here that Kavoth can do, which I think is really nice, is he can throw a fortress down on his second gold mine and he can drop Sentinels down, which will be enough to get a little bit of damage done onto that Son of Osiris if it pushes forward. As we see the Son of Osiris in, all these technologies starting to come through. We've also got medium axemen to come through, champion camel riders, chariot archers. I don't hate the idea of mixing in like half axemen with these camel riders and just ignoring chariot archers completely here. You can see he's on both of these positions. He's also got Eclipse, but just saving Eclipse for a whole bunch of mummies makes a lot of sense. There's 3 monuments up only. I'd love to see Joe with 4 monuments here, maybe even 5, and just go for get 3-4 mummies out with a Tef crown, and then all of a sudden there's almost going to be nothing that Kavoth's crazy big army is going to be able to do as the villagers decide to slowly start moving out onto this spot. We see some barracks coming down. I'd love to see that Migdol stronghold, but look at these bad boys here for Kavoth. They're already at full bronze. The iron upgrades are coming through. So too is Joey getting upgrades, though. If we take a quick look, he's got himself 2 armories, so he's getting himself the bronze upgrades. But still being behind a little bit here is a big deal. Champion Camel Rider sitting on this position, and Joey, I don't think his Camel Riders are going to be able to do a whole lot here as we see another Migdol stronghold coming down, but he can hold on to this position. We see the Locust getting dropped down. The villagers do have themselves survival equipment, so no problems there as the fortress will get denied. Kavoth at this point, I mean, his army is just so strong. Where's the Son of Osiris? This needs to be coming in onto this fight here. Looks like the hoplites coming through onto the back here. Is the Son of Osiris going to get a huge amount of damage? There's the curse to get dropped down. And Joey needs to pull back. He's got to be careful with the Son of Osiris not to pull it back with the army. Otherwise, life's going to get very challenging. We see rain. We see restoration to come through. There is the Eclipse, but I don't see... There's 1 mummy now coming through. As the Son of... I spoke to. See the Son of Osiris taking some damage here. He's going to pull back into this position as the units kind of pushing each other through. A great choke point on this position for Joey as Kavoth trying to break through. Will he be able to do it or not? The mummy does end up getting sniped by the Perseus here. The army here for Kavoth, very, very strong. It looks like Son of Osiris in the center still sort of caught out, but it's still getting so much value here as Kavoth now has his fortress. I'd love to see that Sentinels getting dropped down here as the Son of Osiris just cleaning everything up. I mean, all the units are falling for Joey, but the Son of Osiris still standing strong as there is the Sentinels. A siege works to get dropped down on the back here as well. And all of a sudden, Kavoth has to pull back. He's still sitting at iron. Well, he's now sitting at iron and versus bronze. But gold is a bit of an issue for Joey at this point. He's got himself 4 markets up, spamming out those camel caravans. As the siege works is in, trying to get those siege catapults through. Chariot archers now, a nice massive chariots starting here for Joey, but you have to be controlling these. You can't... Effectively, you have to... Well, Son of Osiris could get caught out here. Those Peltas are getting some good damage. You've got to kite with chariot archers. You can't sit them there. Their advantage is all in movement. Movement and only movement as the Son of Osiris does take a lot of damage. Joey does notice it. He pulls back into the Migdol. But those Peltas are going to be a big problem here. Another restoration through for Kavoth. Remember, he's got himself in that temple. He's got himself the big upgrade, golden apples. As the Son of Osiris onto the back here, diving back through the Migdol stronghold. Still absolutely erasing units in this fight, but the Peltas slowly starting to get damage done, retreating back even further through his network of Migdol strongholds. So much wood in the bank here for the moment, as Joey doesn't have time to fix his economy just yet. If we take a look at the market, he can't even really sell that wood. I mean, he kind of can sell the wood if he wants to. He gets a tiny bit of gold back for it. So the Son of Osiris still slowly getting taken down, but the value here which Joey has gotten from this thing is absolutely insane. We're now starting to see watchtowers coming through. No guard towers getting researched just yet. Joey at the moment has got himself 5 Migdol strongholds here. He still hasn't got himself that Desert Winds tech for his camel riders. But it looks to me like Kavoth has managed to break through. And where's the Son of Osiris sitting? Did he die? Well, he's in this Migdol. Can he get some more units over here and survive or not is the big question. The Son of Osiris pulling back over here, going to start getting the damage done, but immediately Kavoth paying attention, and the Son of Osiris is almost down. Another garrison there for Joey. He's kept it alive for nearly 10 minutes here. More hoplites, more peltas. Kavoth doesn't really need much else as the Petropoli coming in to snipe down this watchtower. You can actually use the Petropoli to snipe down the Son of Osiris, and Chiron delivers the killing blow there as Joey finally loses that one. But in losing that one and losing this position, the game is still in the balance. Remember, Joey still doesn't have his armory upgrades. He's still playing behind here in this position to some degree. He needs to get himself all the iron upgrades, fully popped army. He's got 100 or 190 favor versus 300 favor over here. And there's that second plenty vault. Wow, that's fast. That's so much favor for Kavoth in this game. He has got himself 13 villages on the temple. So, I mean, anyone out there who says that Greeks can't also get a ton of favor, it looks very different to some other civilizations, but that favor comes in very, very fast. This is 2 restorations at 100 favor. Or was that 1 restoration is used? 2 restoration, I'm not sure. And a plenty vault. That's a lot of favor he's grabbed in this game. There's the Axeman charging forward here. Peltas getting some more damage done. Like I said, these chariot archers, this is why I'm suggesting against Greek that oftentimes the best option is to actually go through Sekhmet to get the bonus chariot archers in. But I guess the other option here is to just make basically pure infantry. All of a sudden, those Peltas don't do a whole lot versus the Axemen. But then again, you also have to go through Horus to really make that work. Because if you go like Spearman, Horus, Spearman, Axeman, it can be very, very strong. But Joey, he's just ready to start getting towers up. He says, I don't need anything. Let me just make towers. More units coming over here. Military population here heavily favoring Kavoth for the moment. He hasn't started a trade route. He's out of gold. This gold mine over here is up. We see the walls. They're still hanging. As finally they're about to be able to be used by the Petropolis over here. As the chariots popping back out on this spot, we see some mercenary cavalry to come through. These units here, they're actually one of the few units that Egyptians have that have got a bonus versus archers. And I think the only other unit that has a bonus versus archers for the Egyptians is the Slinger. Chariots don't. Camel riders don't. Elephants don't. So mercenary cavalry accounts to the Peltas. There you go. And I imagine with 21 villages on favor here for Kavoth, he is going for another Plenty Vault. Plenty Vault is worth about 12 population right now. So you could decide at 2 Plenty Vaults to just say, all right, enough is enough. No more Plenty Vaults. It's fine. And you just delete off 24 villages, or you send them to the front lines to build. They just die naturally, and you're fine. Or you can wait it out even longer, go up to 3 Plenty Vaults, and then you can delete 36 villages, and you're still at that 100 villager count in terms of economy coming in. But that's a huge amount of population for you to be using in the late game. Alternatively, you just build a wonder, and then you get even more. As Joey is playing the Race to 10,000. He's won the mission Race to 10,000 wood in this game. He's ready to build several Trojan horses. Wait, was Trojan horse 10,000 wood, or was it 1,000 wood? What was it? I can never remember. They should make it 10,000 wood. As the hoplites charging forward, Migdol's stronghold does end up going down. Siege works over here for Joey. He's still trying to get more of these up. An idea here could be to make some siege towers on the front just to distract those Peltast a little bit. And the one thing I think that, great distraction micro here, the one thing that I think that Joey's really missing here is myth units. He's got to be getting those out. We do see some siege towers coming through as the axemen here. Remember, these are Dart axemen. Look at the damage. They're doing 9.5 hack damage per second. Might not seem like a lot, but it is. Both of these units are doing the same amount of pierce damage versus hack damage, but the Peltast have only got 38% hack armor, and these champion axemen, they've got more HP. So, on paper, the axemen do beat Peltast. Like, very, very soft counter-wise. They also are very much cheaper. So a whole bunch of axemen makes a lot of sense to break through this. And that's why I was saying Horus makes a lot of sense here. Because then you can get even more HP on the axemen with, and also make spearmen as well with, is it greatest of the 50? No, it's Horus Spear, with Horus Spear. Siege Tower's trying to roll through here, getting denied. Just look at Joey's base at the moment. He's got so many towers up, he's got so many Migdols. And this just makes perfect sense from the Egyptian side of things to just do this. Mercenary cavalry charging in to try and deal with those Peltast. How's the trade route looking over here for Joey? He's got himself the Pharaoh empowering it, as he would. He's got himself 83, and he's got the relic here, Oseberg Wagon. So in terms of the perfect setup for this late game for Joey, this is it. Tons of gold village, tons of caravans, Pharaoh empowering, plus he's got that upgrade or that relic. So he should be enjoying this with a lot of gold in the bank. But that doesn't matter if Gavoth is just slowly but surely going to be just getting more and more population that he can use in this game. Does he even have a trade route? He's barely got a trade route going. 20 donkey caravans with a little tribute to Matrius over here, a little reference with the Matrius market. Not on the corner, but just slightly off. It is actually quite a lot of gold you can get, and we do see a Titan now. So Joey says, all right, enough fooling around. We're getting a Titan out. Let's make it happen. A gold mine now able to get grabbed, actually, for Gavoth. He's going to slow push this position. Guard tower starting to come down. Walls starting to come down here as well. Look at all these walls to come through. Absolutely insane. If anybody wants to know how to play a late game, this is straight out of the How to Play a Late Game 101 book. As we see a big restoration to come through here yet again from Gavoth, but you've got to be thinking about this from the perspective of Joey. It might be frustrating to see that, but, you know, hang on, restoration gets used. That means that fourth plenty vault or third plenty vault isn't coming, which is a big deal. But Gavoth does manage to win this fight as the Titan Gate gets dropped down in the main base here for Joey. He can take all the wood villages off in the world here. He really doesn't need any villages on wood at the moment. I'd love to see him trimming down villages as well. Does not need 100 villages gathering at the moment. And wow, this wall push here is insane. Just look at this. What even is this? A network of walls. A genius of walls. We see some more axemen to come through. I like the mix in of a handful of Toxotes here for Gavoth as well. Meanwhile, over on this spot, Joey trying to make some trades happen here, trying to take control of this area. Remember, he's already set up all of his towers over here. So this is really, really hard for Gavoth to push into. But now, Gavoth sees his opportunity to strike. He's on the trade route. And Joey can't afford to be losing this here. So we see Gavoth getting his own Titan Gate started. Don't want to be losing to a Titan at this stage of the game. And within 20% plus, Gavoth's got the building speed from Divine Blood. So this one should go up very, very quickly. Joey's still making some good progress on this spot. More towers. These towers just coming up. How many does he have on this location? He's got 12. This is the little range that you can see. There's so much overlap here. So it's just so much damage coming through on this spot for Joey. Meanwhile, over on this spot, the Axeman charging forward, trying to finish off the rest of these archers here. A couple of mercenary cavalry will come through, and they're going to be a big help to finish off the rest of these units. But while this is all going on, I mean, you see a catapult. The catapult is really, really good at taking out the Metropolis. The Metropolis is also good at taking out the catapult. Both of these shooting at about the same time. There is some very intricate micro that you can do when you're in the Siege Wars. For those of you who don't know, you can actually dodge. You can actually dodge these bullets. All you got to do is move to the side, because Metropolis, they don't have, and catapults don't have ballistics. So you can dodge from side to side whenever you obviously have to know when to dodge. Probably start dodging before the bullet comes or the boulder comes, and then shoot after you dodge it. Kind of, it's basically, there you go. Joey's trying. God, dude. The catapult is so good. That being said, I do think you can just dodge. So I don't think it matters that you get one hit, but it's a big punish if you screw it up. It's a big punish. Joey trying to break through these walls over here. He does have the catapults. You've got to like shift click all of these walls or something, or send a Titan over there, as we do indeed see that Kavoth gets his Titan out, and he is ready to rumble here in this game. Joey's Titan, on the other hand, this is going to take a while. Kavoth could just run straight at it. This has got 78 seconds left on it. That's a long time. That's enough time to traverse the map. You can't deny the Titan. It's going to get there. I mean, it looks like he's going down here. Does Kavoth know where it is? He's got no idea. He hasn't even tried to find out. If your opponent ever builds a Titan, make sure you go figure out where it is so you can send your Titan there to just win the game on the spot. Get yourself out of Pegasus or 2, 3, 4. Just figure it out. The fortress gets cleaned up over here. Catapult's still pushing forward. Take out these towers. Oop. Cleaning up the storehouse is pretty nice. That's the army. We see some gold colossus coming in. Newly buffed here, I believe. They do pack a very big punch. But Kavoth here, he's decided against going for that 400 favor plenty vault for the moment. All right, let's get ourselves this this thing right here. Let's actually hold on. Let's wait. I got there. Photo mode. We got to get a nice little thingy here. Hang on. We got the Titan over here, and we'll get the Titan in the background. I'm just enjoying this for the moment here. Okay. And kind of like this maybe. Yeah, like this. And then we're going to go for a night. And then we're going to go for night in the back. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Pristine even. Okay. Thanks for bearing with me with that one. I love the photo mode, guys. Come on. But this Titan is really cleaning up on this position here. There's so many dead towers here that are going to come through. But Kavoth's Titan is losing a lot of HP here. So Joe's going to charge in, and he should be able to win this fight ever so slightly. There's also a cheeky Pharaoh win. Well, Kavoth's going to actually decide to retreat back. I like that play. Get his heroes out. All of his heroes are now coming through. We've completely changed the lighting now for the rest of this game. It's night for the rest of this game, guys. Once the Titans come through, it's bedtime. Oh, let's get one little attack off there as Devoth's going to be retreating back. His heroes coming in, however. You got to snipe those down, and that's exactly what Joey's going to be doing. It's a lot of resources lost, but look at the resources for Gavoth. He can basically go for a wonder here if he so chooses. Plus, he's got the Petropoli on the back to get even more damage done over here. There's a fortress coming up for Gavoth there. See the Achilles on the way forward as well, as those chariot archers going to be cleaning up the Achilles there. And there comes some Shades of Hades as well on this position. As it looks to me, oh, restoration. I don't believe, wait, does it affect? No, there's no way it affects the Titan, right? It might actually affect the Titan. Does it affect the Titan? It might. It wouldn't be that much HP, so I guess it might. I don't know. Apparently the answer is no, it doesn't. All the siege towers out, however. So many fortresses down for Gavoth. He's kind of refusing to build. Oh, now he's building them. I was going to say he's kind of refusing to build those Gastrofatoris. The old Gastrophedes unit. It's a really, really powerful late game unit to take all these buildings down. It's good against units, it's good against buildings, it's just good in general. Meanwhile, over on this side, Joey trying to make some sort of a push through here. As the villagers continue to throw fortresses up on this forward push. The Gold Colossus. I love this unit here. A lot of Greek players have said it's really challenging to beat catapults, but it seems to me like Gavoth has found the answer here. You just make Gold Colossus, run them at the catapults, and all of a sudden, they get slapped down. But a nice defense from Joey. Just look at all these catapults, all these Petropoli over here. He's got so many towers to kill off. As the Colossus still coming, you've got another Zom to come through. 26 damage versus 18. So the Zom is always going to be strong. Another fortress up onto this side, but the heavy siege tower to come through. This is kind of a wild amount of siege in this game. A question in the chat. Do Heliopolis just suck now? The problem with Heliopolis is that the catapult just cleaned them up really, really quickly. It's the same problem with the siege tower. I'm surprised actually to see Joey building the siege tower as much. There are some use cases for a siege tower, but for the Heliopolis, it's basically if your opponent's got no siege, then it's time to use it. But if they do have siege, probably want to avoid it. So you see those Metropolis able to clean up the catapults. Once you have enough of them, you can one-hit the catapult back. Very, very nice. Catapults, and they don't have any bonus versus siege. It's just that they're doing... If you take a look, this thing is doing 250 crush per attack, and this has got 50% crush armor. So what's half of 250? That's more than 110. So that's why it's got nothing to do with bonus damage. So either you have to put the crush up on the catapults, or you have to take the effectiveness of the catapult down. But Gavoth is making a nice push here. Joey not able to hold. He's trying to make his way through over on this position. All of these walls are just still being very silly, but Joey is making a slow push over there. Both places with tons of resources. I would be surprised to see Gavoth not go for a wonder here. He could get himself the 50 favor, pull the 16 villages off a favor, get onto wood, get himself 5,000 wood, throw the wonder down, and he'll be in a really, really good position here. Joey, on the other hand, he just doesn't have any resources. I mean, he's spending it all on towers. I mean, look at this. He's got 18. Wait, how many towers can you build at the moment? Let me just have a quick look. Is it 20? If I was a tower, where would I be? Build limit of 30. He's got Nearly 30 towers. He's got 27 of 30 towers out at the moment. Joey doesn't have himself fire arrows, but that doesn't really do a whole lot for him, to be honest. Now we've got the Gastrophotores coming through. This is an interesting unit because you can't really counter this one with the siege weapons, right? The catapults don't really do anything. Well, if you just take these, you can clean up a whole bunch of buildings. But it looks like with 33 villagers on the front, you can just continually put up towers on repeat here. It would be interesting if Kavoth just walks over here. This is a good point from Ironherjib in the chat. Ironhuri in the chat. You can just come in here and just set up on this thing. Just keep pushing around this way. And then you can hit the main town center. But sometimes it's just a lot simpler just to attack where your opponent's defending. Because that's where they want to defend. They're not going to do anything weird. I mean, in a way, if he doesn't go over here, there's no way to push through this way, right? A huge amount of action to come through here for Joey, just trying to figure out what to build. I mean, in a way, because he's playing in such a defensive position here, it might not be a bad idea to just make not hoplites, but you can't make hoplites as Egyptian, but maybe make elephants here. Elephants would make a lot of sense because you got the towers to take out all the hoplites. Hoplites 47%, pierce armor, all these towers getting huge damage. Sending a wave of elephants. You got Ra as well, so got even more HP. And that's going to tank up the back line. But I'm not sure Joey is going to be thinking about that at the moment. Oftentimes, there's it could be, you have to remember on Legacy, camels and chariots were the only things that got buffed when you were playing as Ra. Now all of the Migdol gets buffed, so you should not forget that when playing Ra, that elephants are also really, really strong. Obviously, you'd have to upgrade the unit, which he doesn't have yet, but you could do that. Wow, this push is brutal here. It just looks like Joey can't hold on. But then again, unit composition-wise, I definitely think elephants is the way to go. I mean, it took me 40 minutes to kind of realize it though, so I guess in the moment it'll be very challenging, but I'm sure Joey's going to be thinking about that for the next game in this position. When you're up against all these peltats in a gridlock, elephants just going to clean everything else up. You do have the towers, which are getting bonus damage versus cavalry, but elephants got high pierce armor, so it's not the worst thing in the world to be fighting underneath them. Look at all these. It's got 14 Petropoli here. Why not? Why not have 14 Petropoli? Another Zom. Wait, you can't Zom onto the ice? Not even Hades can beat the ice. Oh, is that mummies? That is mummies. How many does he have? He's got 4 mummies. This is not night. The eclipse is not down, so don't be fooled. But these mummies will give him a gigantic advantage moving forward. He's got to be careful to snipe the heroes and then push forward with the mummies. But look at the villagers for Kavoth. He's got 47. Kavoth is playing this really, really nicely. He's still got floating resources. He's got the resources coming in from the Plenty Vault. Joe, on the other hand, is down to 81. And he's still building villages. Getting himself out a couple more mummies here at this point. As the Mummy of Eyes is getting some damage done over here, but Joey is getting pushed back into this corner as this fight on this position just lasting forever. do have the Achilles charging forward here. So many mummies. I mean, all the towers just need to focus this down, and we will kill off the Achilles, only losing one mummy there. And he's going to keep charging forward and seeing if he can deal with this flood. He's getting onto all of those units. That's going to be a huge amount of minions now, though, for Joey, after all those hoplites and Shades of Hades fall. And these are Mythic Age minions. Look at them, 168 HP, 9.6 melee damage. Not like a lot, but it's more than nothing as the Perseus charges forward, gets one kill on a low HP mummy. But it looks to me like Joey's still sitting at full pop. It's not like he's falling below on his population. But no Citadel. So no extra population. Versus Plenty Bolt. And all these buildings are just going to be falling. Look at the siege here from Boit. This is insane. Are we seeing anything happening over here? We've got one cheeky little gold colossus coming through as the villagers are saying, please get out of here, Mr. Gold Colossus. Mummies now moving back in to push back, but at this point, the Petropoli are almost... Wait, is this like a critical mass of Petropoli? You can just one-hit everything? How much damage are they doing per attack? 9.4 pierce per second. Versus 13.9 pierce per second. They're almost doing as much damage per second to human units as a champion chariot is. Look at how many there are. There's 19! 19! A whole bunch of catapult to come through. Now what you want to do here, I guess, if you're Joey, is just click every one of your catapult onto a different Petropoli so you can actually snipe them down. This is such a silly game. I actually think maybe this is a better thumbnail. 17 Petropoli. Actually, I'm going to do it. YOLO. I've got to get another photo here. This is just too crazy. This is just absolutely too crazy. Hang on. There's just too many Petropoli here. Hang on. We're back in here. How many Petropoli do you want? Okay, we're gonna continue. All right, we continue. We'll see if Boit is gonna win this one, or if Joey can hold on. Both players, no wonders to come through. So much food in the bank for Joey. He can literally just take all his villagers off of resources for quite some time here and still be pumping. Look at Boit's resource count. Yes, he's just queued up all the hoplites in the world, but he's got no resources in the bank here. That's the difference. Fortress through for Boit again. He's still... Look at this push. Buildings. There's just so much. The town center for Joey. Looks like it's about to go down. The villagers trying to repair this one up. Remember, if this town center falls, that's the trade route. Stopping here. And Joey loses concentration. The villagers aren't repairing. And the town center goes down. And I'm sure that at this point, he's going to feel like there's not a whole lot he can do here. But the Axeman mass charging forward, trying to get the town center back up. The Petropoli are going to be saying, no, not today. I mean, even if he does, the Petropoli can just tear it back down again. Denies that one yet again. But tons and tons of Axemen now through. And Boit might be in a little bit of trouble here. Well, the villagers decide it's time to run forward. No, back onto the town center to pop that one back up. There's a Petropolis. They notice it, but they're getting path blocked as it looks like the town center for Joey will get back up for the time being here. Got the siege tower in. Able to take some more siege out on the back there. The town center for Joey does end up falling. And now he's got no gold. And all of his stuff is idle over here. A restoration to add insult to injury. As the entirety of Joey's hopes and dreams of winning this late game end up falling like his crazy amount of tower spam. There's not much else he can do. He's got 1,000 gold in the bank. He's got 160 of 210 population. He's no longer building units. He taps out, and Kavoth is victorious in 49 minutes and 29 seconds. What a game. We spent, I don't know how long on this bush. Look at this bush. It all started back here. All the way back here. Kavoth puts the fortress down, takes the town center, and the slowest push. Look at the fortress. It just keeps going. And Joey just could not get the army out to do anything against this. Elephants could have been an option. Getting rid of some more villagers earlier on could have been an option. I don't know. It's easy to sit here and look at it from omniscience, but you just in game you just don't know. Post game, statistics, military, 13,000 killed, buildings raised 132. Where's buildings built? Hang on. Buildings built a high of 141. If you guys enjoyed this one, please consider the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys in the next game.